and he will be helping out his carry of Bethesda, who will be running on that Tiny. You have the off-laner Lizzie, will be being played on that Darkseid. You have Trites on that mid lane Invoker, and finally, on the Chen, one of my favourite heroes in the game, will be played by Hal. And over on the side of Danger Zone, you have their captain, Simpeth, running up top on that Alchemist, followed by his two supports of Aya on Vengeful Spirit, and the Naga sign with a pretty cool looking set as she runs past there, being played by PKB. Actually, haven't seen that set. A very nice looking set. And not to forget, we have Kuba in mid lane on Queen of Pain of another deviously hot looking set. Is that the Premier? Yeah, it is the Premier League. So nice little Premier League items there, looking beautiful on the Queen of Pain. And finally, we have Spin. He will be playing this Bounty Hunter on this offlane. They already have a counter ward down here waiting for him to come down. So they're already expecting him, and it wasn't too unwarranted. You expect the Bounty Hunter to come down this offlane and try and get as much free farm up on your Alchemist as possible. And this is one of the problems you need to be careful of. If this Alchemist sits up here the entire game for the first 20 minutes without any contestation, he's going to be fat. He's going to have fast items. He can go for this early Midas if he gets it in the first 5 minutes. They're going to check out this lane. They're going to see these three heroes down bottom. He's going to level up that Goblin's Glaive, and then he's just going to accelerate in farm. Darkseid, he's probably one of the better heroes to be able to deal with this, as that Iron Shell will force him to take a fair bit of damage. However, if this Alchemist plays it right, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So now the lanes are starting to form. We have Invoker up against this Queen of Pain. Invoker has leveled up 1 point into Exhort, my mistake. He will be picking up Quaz very shortly. I would likely see that Cold Snap Exhort build with the Sunstrike and the Cold Snap is the favoured build on that Invoker. Especially with the Exhort, you get the extra attack damage at the start of the game, and you're already doing 59 damage against a hero that's doing pretty abysmal at 41. I think he's one of the lowest attack damages in the game, so that's going to quite help him out. And Bethesda, unfortunately missing the creep kill there from getting those denies and bounty hunters. He's just going to sit in these trees down here. It's a nice little spot to soak in the experience, and usually when you see wards placed, they're placed around here, just outside of this range, so if he has to, he can pop into his, I was about to say Shikuchi, into his Shadow Walk and get away. So top lane here, I'd like to see a little bit of aggression coming out into this Darkseid if he's out of position. He went for this very aggressive Iron Shell build. They should see this 1 point in Iron Shell, and then they should go for him. You have dual stuns available. You have one from the Avenger, you have an Alchemist to follow it up. And if you need to, you have your Naga Siren in Snare. And they can do a lot of damage and aggression to this Darkseid. They can find early kills, even pick up the first blood for that Alchemist. And that's going to become very useful for him later on in the game. So he did pick up that 1 point in that Grievelin's Greed. They look to see him level 2, and then they might even start attacking this Darkseid. And Darkseid's already been zoned out of the lane. He hasn't picked up his Surge yet, and this is what they need to do. They need to keep him back, keep him out, and if he can't pick up his Surge for a while, then he's basically fish food if they can come for him. And complete pun intended with the Naga Siren. So, and down on the bottom lane, Bounty Hunter's doing quite well himself. He's level 2. There's not much he can do too much. Io's farming up in the jungle, picking up a little XP from these mud golems. Does get that final hit. Almost thought this range creep was going to take it. He's going to walk into this camp, and luckily he's going to be able to get in there. And Chen, he's got his stack. He's got a stack of 3, and now he's got a Wildkin to farm it all down. So he's going to get a lot of gold from here. They may even share this with the Aya. Aya's going to pick up that haste. He might even sit around and pick up his level 3, and the Tornado comes flying on in. However, Aya's going to walk into the lane. He's going to not take any of the XP from the Chen, and Chen's money is going to rise. So that's a very nice stack there. Well played by that Chen. In mid lane, you have Queen of Pain now picking up that bottle. Hasn't had to use any of her consumables. There hasn't been too much going on against these two mid heroes. They've been pretty content. They just want to get these early levels. They want to get this early farm, and then make their move later on in the game. Queen of Pain should be expecting to see her rotate and start moving around the map a little bit faster. Then the Invoker wants to sit in there, maybe pick up a Yule Scepter or Force Staff, depending on how your route of your item progression is. And Darkseid's now picked up level 3, so he should be more than safe, but he can't be too careful. I mean, or not too careful. However you want to put that. Naga Siren, she's got that in Snap. She times it right. Even either of these two stuns come out. We do see one stun coming out, the magic missile. There goes the wave, and now Darkseid will be thrown up, and a nice net to follow it straight back up. But the Satire wants to get in on that, will throw out an orb of his own. We do have another magic missile. Can we get it off? He's gonna throw it off. They need a few more auto attacks. Do they have the wave? One more wave, and there's the auto attack of the First Blood. So the First Blood will be going to that Vengeful Spirit, and that entire time, Alchemist has just been farming up those creeps. So it's very well played by these two heroes, and a nice waiting. PKB didn't want to go too early. He was waiting for that surge. Once he saw that surge, threw out the net, and then that was a Darkseid. And luckily enough, Vengeful had enough mana from going 6 iron branches in her inventory. If she didn't have those 6 iron branches, she would not have had enough to throw out that second magic missile. So very well played there, coming out by Aya and PKB, being able to pick up that First Blood for their side. It's going to set that Darkseid back a little bit, but it's not going to hurt him too much. It's not like he's going to be needing the farm as well as these other heroes. Sorry about that. And we will see Aya, he's coming in for the invis. He will deny it. Queen of Pain's not happy about that. He's got support by the Chen, so Queen of Pain's not going to look around and turn and fight that Aya. And I now have the hiccups. That is unfortunate. And we see a smoke up coming from Danger Zone. They're rotating into this mid lane. And it's nice. They got a net. They have a magic missile. This could be one very dead invoker. The smoke's being pinned, but they're not close enough. The range of the magic missile just not being able to get there. They should have went that Naga Siren walk in first. Naga Siren has that increased range of that net over that magic missile. It's not by much, but there would have been enough for that magic that smoke to disperse a little bit closer to the target, and they could have found a pick off there. So Invoker is going to be able to just get out of there with the skin of his teeth. Danger Zone not going to be able to capitalize on a kill there. However, Axe is back. They saw the rotation of the supports. They know they're going to be able to easily pick up this bottom tower. And with the Chen here with an Ursa Warrior, who's got to be careful, as that Bounty Hunter might want to pick up that Ursa Warrior for a nice cheap 90 gold sitting on the side. So a tower will fall in favor of Axis back, and that's going to help out their heroes quite a lot more. As Tiny, he's sitting on 29 for 7 himself down on this bottom lane. He's getting a lot of last hits in, and Prethesda, he's going to be quite happy with that. The Invoker over in this mid lane, he's got 28 hits himself. He's up against a Queen of Pain who's 17 for 10. That's quite substantial. He's ahead by a lot. That is 10 creep kills. That's about 500 gold. And that's full boots ahead. Even though Queen of Pain did pick up that bottle, that's still a fair chunk of gold ahead. Alchemist, however, he is not the highest on the scoreboard in this farm at the moment, but he's got Grievance Greed. He's working towards his minus. It's not as fast as... It's not exceptionally fast at that 5 to 6 minute mark, as he has missed a few creep kills. However, he's going to get a lot. Nice little auto attack coming out by there from that Vengeful Spirit to help out that Alchemist get that final hit. So, it's not going to be the fastest minus of all time, but it's going to be a nicely timed minus within the 7 minute mark, and then his farm's going to accelerate. So he's going to get that off this creep wave, and we have these two supports once again zoning out this Darkseid, keeping him out of the lane. But Darkseid, he's already got level 5, and that's going to hurt. Bounty Hunter himself, he's about to hit level 6. If he hits level 6, he's going to start roaming around the map. And with him and these two supports roaming around the map, no one on the side of Axe is back will be able to feel safe. And once again, I think they're thinking about smoking up. We have smoke in the inventory, but they're going to rotate down. And they're hitting this timing window when all wards are down, unless replaced. So that's a very nice timing window coming out from Danger Zone. They might look to come in. It's also nighttime, so a reduced vision. We got Vendril. She's waiting on the wings, waiting for that Invoker to take one step out of place. And they're waiting. This is very nice timing coming from these two heroes. Will Danger Zone, can they capitalize on it? No, they're not. They're going to give back up and start walking up top. They suspect a ward to be up here. However, there is no current ward up there. Invoker was just playing quite defensively, so nice play coming outside of that Invoker. And they will... Okay, just... I thought something was going to happen there. I thought he was tethering somewhere. So it's a nice play there coming out by the Invoker, keeping himself alive just a little longer. So that's 2 ganks he's avoided at the moment. And now they're going to be moving on to this tier 2 tower. Spin throws out the ping. He wants some defense. And hopefully he's looking for his supports to rotate down, come out and help him. However, it doesn't look like any supports are going to come down. Actually, I take that back. We have Naga-san. She's road 10 down. She's still only level 3, however. It'd be nice if she can soak up a little bit more experience, as once you have that Song of the Siren up, it helps out quite... It's very beneficial. And Unfortunately for Bethesda, he's not going to get the last hit, and Hal will take that last hit on that Shen. Queen of Pain up against Invoker. He's half a level behind. Invoker's playing quite well in the middle here. And Kuba, he's been rotating to get these runes. However, he's not been able to get these last hits. He does have runes. He should be using these runes to try and find ganks around the map. However, he hasn't had the potential, so he's been sitting up here going 1-on-1 against an Invoker, who's now starting to hit extremely hard. He's got 162 damage up and running. He's got phase boots, and now he's going to be working towards possibly a minus. What's coming in on the courier? He is grabbing a minus, so he does have that minus coming to him on the courier. And boom, he picks up that centaur, and he's got a lot of money he's playing with at the moment. And if we do want to have a look at his net worth, tiny. Bethesda, he's sitting at 3.8k. Those two towers are helping him out quite a lot. You have Invoker on TNT. He is sitting at 3.6k himself, and that minus is going to help him keeping up with his farm. Should see him pick up a fast Yule Scepter. He may even go for that 4-star if he wants more auto attack damage, depending on how he wants to play. And then finally after that, you have Sympath. He's sitting up top here with his farm in Alchemist. He's got 4 points in Grieveland's Greed. He's going to pop that Chemical Rage, regen a little bit of health and mana, and he's just not going to die. So, Axe's back. They have been leaving this Alchemist to farm the entire game, but they have been able to capitalize on it. They've picked up 2 towers down bottom, and now they're rotating mid. Now they're looking for another tier 1 tower. You have a Centaur, you have an Ursa. These are the 2 tankiest creeps you can in the game. There comes the clap. Bounty Hunters reveals himself by throwing out that track, and he's trying to force them off. He's trying to make them scared. They throw down that Revelation Ward down, but it doesn't look like Danger Zone wants to fight. They want to try and scare them off and try and protect this tier 1 tower. If this tier 1 tower goes down, they've got absolutely no defense coming in from TP supports anywhere on the map. And the supports of Danger Zone, they're still up top here farming away. You have level 5 on Vengeful, you have level 3 still on that Naga Siren, and now we might see a fight up top. Queen of Pain, she's not going to be able to pick up that haste, and the haste will go to that IO. So, as I was saying, Danger Zone, the supports, they're kind of under-leveled here. You have your Chen, he's been sticking in this forest, he's got that Hand of God up and running, he's level 6 himself. IO, he's almost level 6. Once he picks up that level 6, look to see, come on, stop following. Dota, there we go. Once he hits that level 6, look to see him start ganking around this tiny. And once that starts happening, this Sympath, if he doesn't have any big items up and running, such as his Shadow Blade, and these 2 heroes aren't with him, he's going to be picked off anytime, anywhere on the map. You have Spin. If he shows himself at all, you see an IOTP in, Dust, and he'll die in a matter of seconds. And same with Queen of Pain. The burst combination from that tiny, and then the stun coming out from that tether is more than enough to kill any of these heroes currently on Danger Zone, and that's when they're most predominantly strong. And we see a stun, we don't see a stun, we see the screen coming in, see a track, a Hand of God being thrown out, but that's not enough to keep him alive. Bethesda, he TPs in, he pops that magic wand, he's got enough to stun, but he doesn't have enough to chuck. He will pick up a counter kill on his own. So kill going the way of either side. Vengeful Spirit picking up that Invoker, and Tiny picking up that Vengeful Spirit. So Axe is back. They take the lead in that trade right there. Kill going to your Tiny is better than a kill going to the Vengeful Spirit. Sure, you lost the Invoker, but Invoker's got a Midas, so once he comes back in, he'll just be able to pick off a creep, and then there's all the lost farm right there and there. So nice turnaround coming by Axis back. Nice Hand of God to try and keep that Invoker up as long as possible and force out all those spells on top of him. And now the Ire, once again, being an absolute pain with those runes, picks up an invisibility rune. I believe this Ire, played on the new one, has picked up more runes than anyone else in this game. So he's controlling the runes quite efficiently. And this Queen of Pain, she comes down, she checks, and there's nothing there. So she's forced to go back up into this mid lane. So a little bit unfortunate for that Queen of Pain. Not being able to pick up, refill her bottle charges, pick up a little bit of gold. But now, once again, she's up against this Invoker. Midas and Invoker's basically back to where he was previously. And we see an initiation. Nice stun coming out by Tiny, keeping those 2 alive. Sunstrike's going to miss on all those heroes. Tiny's turning around. Dust has been popped, and now Bounty Hunter. He's in a lot of trouble. We see the throw come down. They need one more auto attack. Vacuum and an auto attack will pick off Spin. Spin will fall to Lizzie. And now, Aya, get out of there. Aya's been very, very aggressive. We see a surge being popped onto Tiny. Tiny's now got enough mana. He needs to throw out 1 stun or 1 chuck and they can find this Vengeful. Vengefule's got no mana. Doesn't have a magic wand. So if he shows himself he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And Bethesda is going to keep pushing this lane. They've got the bounty hunter down. They see 2 heroes top, 1 hero mid, and they know they've got more than enough damage to be able to protect this Tiny. If Tiny wants to throw, you can tether, throw. So when you throw your IO, get the tether stun off onto your hero, through that, and then boom. That's a dead hero right there and there. Top tower, however, on the side of Danger Zone, they're going to be putting a little bit of pressure on Tier 1. Got TP support coming in for Danger Zone into the mid from this Bounty Hunter, trying to keep this Tier 1 tower alive. Will he get the deny? Queen of Pain, nice deny, but will she cost her life? Yes, she will. Invoker with that cold snap, more than enough to pick off that Queen of Pain before she get that blink animation off. So 3 heals, 4 kills actually, Tiny in that IO. Come on, there we go. Picking off a kill off the top. IO's going to be flying back. One more auto attack will pick off that Naga Siren. So Bethesda picking up a double kill with that TP off the IO, and that's where they're the most scary. That IO and that Tiny. Anywhere on the map at any time, stun and a lot of burst damage. This tier 2 tower taking a lot of damage. Tracks come off into the Chen. Chen's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's got that mechanism up, and he's got Hand of God, so he shouldn't die anytime soon. And now this Darkseid, he's on the run. We have a stun being channels. Can they get in vision? He's still juking. He's juking. Will they get the stun? Stun gets off in the last second, but now we see a lot of damage coming out of the Alchemist. Alchemist gets picked off by the Chen, throwing out that satire. Wherever the Shadow is, there the Shadow is. I picking off the Vengeful Spirit in the backlines, and now we have Scream of Pain and flying on out of there. 2 kills going to Axe's back. They've taken the lead. They've taken 5 towers. We see a nice Scream of Pain and Sonic Wave coming out, but then the mechanism completely negated that. They've threw bottle charges and not enough to keep Queen of Pain alive. Auto attacks will be able to pick off that Darkseid, but a 4-for-1 trade in favor of Axe's back. And now they're looking very aggressive against this tier 3 tower. They might get a tier 3 tower in 16 minutes, and this is going to be very, very fast tier 3 tower. And there's not much Danger Zone can do about it. I mean, you don't have a lot of burst damage, and the only burst damage you do have has all been thrown out by that Queen of Pain, and she's currently dead. They're going to throw out a little bit of acid, try and slow down as much of this wave as possible. We have an Alchemist channeling his stun. It doesn't quite have it, and a lot of damage coming out by the Cold Snap and those minions of Invoker. We see this wave coming out, picking off that Chen. Will they be able to find a second kill? Vengeful Spirit finding a second kill onto the IO, but Alchemist, he will fall in the meantime. Vengeful Spirit's also down. 2-for-2 trade, and the Tiny, he's nowhere inside. He's pushing that top lane. They found a track kill, and they're going to get another one. So they defend their tier 3 tower. They pick up 2 track kills. So it was still a favor in Axe's back. There's no doubt about that. But those 2 track kills are going to try and help keep him in the gold standings and keep him up and running in this game. However, it's still quite hard. You have your Naga Siren. She did hit level 7 through that engagement, which did give her the song, but she didn't have the mana to use it, so she couldn't save any of their heroes. And in the meantime, there goes the final tier 2 tower for Danger Zone. Going the way of Bethesda. And his Tharm is going fantastic. He's got his drums, and now he's going to be working towards his Agnum Scepter. He's got a lot of damage. Look at that. 209 plus 27. And he doesn't even have his main item, which is that Agnum Scepter. So, he's one very, very scary rock at the moment. So, Aya's going to start rotating towards him. See a tether up and possible mana boots, giving them both mana very shortly. Or might even just take him back to the base to... Nope, they're not going to do it. I will spot out that Vengeful Spirit in that water, but they're not going to fight it. So, at the moment for Danger Zone, they're not too far behind on gold. I mean, it's only 8k. Suspecting that they're 6 towers behind, you'd expect that to be a lot higher. That's 6 towers, that's 12k gold. However, they're only 8k gold behind, and that just shows the importance of track and the ability and how much that helps out your team. It's kept them in this game, as their 6 kills in the game have been track kills. That right there is about 2,000 gold going the way of most members on the side of Danger Zone. And now once again, we have Axe's back. We have the Agnum Scepter being picked up by Tiny, and this is where they're most scary. Chen, he's fantastic early game. You have your Tiny, he's got that burst damage, and now he's got an Agnum Scepter in 17.5 minutes. They're going to work towards this Roshan, and they're going to get this early Roshan. However, Danger Zone, they suspect something's up. They're going to have a sneaky look, and they managed to get a track off in Roshan. I'm not quite sure. I think there was a wave that was in there, and they did spot him out. We might see a Kura go down, and the Ring of Basilisk won't be going towards the Chen. Now we might see a fight. Aya taking a lot of damage. We will see Aya being fallen very fast. Queen of Pain blinks on out of there. Now there's going to be a fight. It's a 3-on-5 fight. This isn't looking too good for Danger Zone. The wall has been popped, and now Axe is back. They're looking to fight this. They got a lot of damage. They got a lot of things. The Sonic Wave is only going to hit him too. The mechanism popped. We still have a Hand of God. Will he throw that Hand of God? He should throw that Hand of God very shortly. We have the net in snare coming out. It's just going to walk on out of there. He doesn't even need to use his scream, but he needs to throw out that scream. He's going to get picked off by the Storm Spirits, and that's 3 heroes dead on the side of Danger Zone. Are they going to get this Roshan, or are they going to push towards these racks? They're looking for it. They're going towards it, and there's not much Danger Zone can do. I mean, look at this Tiny. He's hitting for 240 damage in a cleave with attack speed from Io, and he just bursts through anyone instantly. Danger Zone, they do not have that AoE damage that they require. They had the initial early game single focus, as we see a little bit of initiation, and we see Axis back. They're thinking about fighting. No, they're not. We have Darkseid TPing away. Tiny, he wants to fight this. He does a stun and throw, and already he almost kills Kuba and Spin straight from that. One auto attack, he could have picked off one of the heroes. And that right there is extremely scary. But as I was saying, Danger Zone, they have the lineup that wanted to be ganking very fast early on. You have... Why won't you follow? There we go. You have PKB on this Naga side. He's got that ensnare. He's got that Riptide for that negative armor. And that does a lot of damage in its own. Then you have the Vengeful Spirit. She's got a stun, and she's got some more negative armor. These two heroes needed to be roaming around early game to start setting up kills all over the place. Whereas now that it's more into this mid game, the AoE synergy coming out by Axis back, as we see a nice throw. Unfortunately, the tether breaks, so they're not going to find the stun. Bounty Hunter's going to try and sneak on his way out of there. We see a stun being thrown in, going to be popped off. But Danger Zone, they had this single target team that was focused on finding these kills early on. They do find that Naga Siren out into the jungle. Stun and a few auto attacks will be more than enough to pick her off. And this is where Axis back is. This is where they come into play. You have your Tiny. He's got a lot of AoE, he's got a lot of damage. You have Io throwing him around the map, continuing farm, and finding kills all over the map. You have Darkseid. Darkseid, fantastic team fight combinations. Invoker, he's been playing quite well. It's every Cold Snap and his Forged Spirits are doing a lot of negative armor, shutting down the heroes on Danger Zone. Even the Forged Spirits themselves are just finding kills. Cold Snap and those Forged Spirits found kills on Queen of Pain twice now, and even on the Naga Siren and the Vengeful. They've got very low health pools, and well, kind of low health pools. But they take a lot of damage. We see the stun coming in from that tether. Nice follow-up avalanche, and the Iron Shell will find that kill onto that Vengeful Spirit, and there's not much Danger Zone can do right here. They don't have any AoE or burst damage. They've got all the single target focused lineup, which they didn't use too efficiently at the start of the game. So it looks like Axis back. They're going to be moving in. They've taken tier 3. They're going for the racks. They're trying to, Naga Siren on PKB is trying to do whatever he can to try and slow down his push with that wave and negative armor. But there goes the racks. And we see Alchemist, he's TPing from bottom lane, so he does get at least a tier 2 tower for it. But tier 3 in racks is not worth it. But they're trying to get whatever they can at the moment. They couldn't fight that and they know it, so they're trying to do whatever, get whatever trades they can. And now, Axis back. They're all going to go down to the bottom lane. You have an Aegis up and running for Tiny. The Aegis is still up for another basically 4 minutes. Or 3 to 4 minutes. And now, with the TPs coming out, Danger Zone knows this. They're going to be looking in. Nice Tornado coming out. Meatball into that great stuff. Blair. Chen gets a Sonic Wave to the face. He will fall shortly after. Alchemist is going to get it on there, and now Tiny. He's in. He gets TP'd in. The eye's been dropped, but Tiny's just killing through all these heroes. However, Danger Zone, they turn around. Nice stun. They find a kill. That's one Aegis. Do they have the stun follow-up? They've got a Magic Missile in the way. They don't have a stun quite yet, but it's Alchemist. Magic Missile's popped out. They're doing a lot of damage, but Tiny, he's not giving up. He's throwing out those auto attacks, but they will find a kill. That is 4 kills going on the side of Danger Zone, and most of them track kills. This keeps them into the game. There's a very nice initiation come from Danger Zone. They saw that Axis back was getting on out of there. They saw the Darkseid TP on out. Io and that Tiny was currently out of position as well. Tiny got pulled into action by the Io, and then they got both taken out. It was very well played by Danger Zone right there. Yes. So very well played by Danger Zone. They're capitalizing on what they could. Axes back. They didn't expect for Danger Zone to come out of the base, especially with creeps pushing in through both ramps up into their base. Danger Zone came out. They took the fight into the middle here. You had a nice tornado that came flying through and took 2 heroes, followed by a meatball, but a nice vengeful swap got that invoker in there. Vengeful even missed the meteorite himself, so he took no damage from it, so a nice play coming out by them. And then all that negative armor, that's where their negative armor strat comes into play. Bounty hunting, you have track, you have your acid spray coming out by Alchemist, you have your vengeful spears, wave of terror, that's about, 13 negative armor? Maybe? I swear track gave negative armor. Wave of aura gives negative 3 armor, and your acid spray gives negative 6. So that's about negative 9 armor, which is a lot of armor if you think about it. That's the same amount as an assault cuirass, even more than assault cuirass. And it does damage in the meanwhile. So nice played by Danger Zone, but they're not out of the deep end at the moment. They're still 8k gold behind, they're 10k XP, and Axis back. They're still looking to fight this. They still have the advantage. They've got the damage. They're going to try and kill in on these Naga illusions. Unfortunately, not finding the hero that they need the most, which is the actual Naga. And so far this game, we haven't seen PKP used her song. We haven't seen that frustratingly annoying song being thrown out. Not for initiation, as they can't quite initiate. They're the ones that have to find single heroes and retreating heroes as they did before. They don't have the AoE synergies to be able to pick off in these team fights. And we see Aya taking a little bit of damage. Newen, he's in the middle of nowhere. Swamp comes in, nice in the net, but he tenses himself out. Mechanism is popped. Head of God still has been chunked. Nice meatball into that. I can't think of the name right now. But then they find another kill. Buyback coming from the Aya. Aya wants to get back into this fight. He's got a TP in. Nice Sonic Wave and Screen of Pain coming in. But it's straight away that mech and Hand of God keeps them all alive. That's 5 heroes up against 3, up against 2. Buyback from the Alchemist to try and get back into this fight. Aya's going to be TP'd on out of here. Final kill from that Tiny. Finds that kill onto the bounty. And he picks up the Eye on himself. He throws. Nice throwback coming from Bethesda. And Alchemist is in a lot of trouble. Will Kuba be able to find him? Nice send back coming from Hal. Hal will keep his teammate alive. He will fall, however, but he keeps that invoker and Bethesda. He's turning towards Kuba. He's got to stun up in 2, 1. He's now been silenced up by Kuba. Kuba, you need to get on at it. You can't fight this. If Bethesda turns around, you are one dead woman. However, he's still chasing on. Bethesda's still trying to fight. He does have a TP. Nice wave of aura. They're going to get the final attacks. Can they find it? They do not, and Tiny gets on out of there. Nice TP. And they just didn't have that damage. Unfortunately, that wave of aura, wave of terror, did find that Tiny TP. Queen of Pain's auto attack damage should have been in range. He didn't take that one auto attack. He moved his way up here before he took the auto attack and scream. And Bethesda gets out with 1 auto attack to his health. So very well played there. Danger Zone, they're keeping their tier 3 tower and Rax. Final Rax still alive. It was a nice swap by Vengeful to get rid of that IO, force the IO buyback. However, Axe is back. They had the damage. They fought back into the fight. I believe in the end it was a 3-for-3 trade. Bounty Hunter and Queen of Pain surviving. Sympath trying to find whatever he can. He's going to be stunning himself up on the spot. But it was a 3-for-3 trade. Invoker and Tiny, however, they both got out of there. And that's what they needed. And it forced Sympath to buy back. And that's going to hurt his farm. He needs as much gold as possible. If he's buying back, he's been set behind. And as you can see on this gold graph, he's got nowhere to farm. And that's the best strategy you can use against an Alchemist, is you have the global potential, such as an Io, or you put aggression onto this Alchemist. So, they've shut down his farm, and he's got absolutely nothing to his name. I mean, he's got a Shadow Blade, Midas, and a Plate Mail. That is, at 27 minutes on an Alchemist who leveled Grievelin's Great at the start, that's nothing. And Axis back, they've done a fantastic job to shut him down. They got rid of the tier 2 tower, they got rid of the 2 towers down bottom, they rotated mid, they rotated top. They gave absolutely no place for this Alchemist to farm. There was, Vendril, Aya was trying to stack for this Alchemist and try and keep him into the game, but it's just not enough at the moment. Sympath, he needs this room to farm, but he doesn't have it at all. If he leaves by himself, you have your Io. He'll TP in, he's got dust, they'll find a kill with Professor who's doing ridiculous amounts of damage. He's currently doing 300 damage. Oh no, 350 damage. And there goes the teacher now. He throws out the stun. He doesn't have the toss right now. A lot of them still coming out. The BKB is being popped. Queen of Pain's in there, taking a lot of auto attack them. She jumps back out. We should see 2 more attacks. We'll pick off the Vengeful. Nice hand of God being thrown out. Wall, tornado. We see Meatball come flying, and there goes the heroes. 3 heroes dead for Danger Zone. And now where did Aya go? He's been picked off in the backline. Alchemist, he does fall shortly after Bethesda. Bethesda's turn around. He's looking for Kuba. Kuba does have an ice snap, but he does get on there. Chuck's been thrown. That's another ice snap. Few more auto attacks. GG, well played, is being called by Danger Zone. So Axe is back. Played fantastic. They played to their hero strengths, and they find the game up into their favor. Axe is back. It's moving to the 8th position on the Cybergamer Ladder. They're going to be quite happy, and very well as they should be. They played fantastic. They used their heroes to their strengths. Chen pushing down towers. They had 3 or 4 towers down in less than 10 minutes. That is 8k gold to your team. That's a substantial advantage. Followed up by your Tiny Io roaming around the map picking up kills. I mean, you had Tiny pick up a double kill at top lane against an Alchemist and your Vengeful Spirit. That right there was the point in the game where Axis Back took a hold of Danger Zone's throat, and they didn't let go. Danger Zone, they didn't use their heroes to their full advantage. You had your Vengeful and you had your Naga. They did fantastic at the start to find the first blood. They rotated middle, and unfortunately it failed. Unfortunately, a little bit of miscommunication, I'd say. I would say the Naga side needed to go first throughout that net. They would have found a kill. However, that's not to give away from TNT. He played very defensively. He noticed heroes were missing. He was always playing down on that bottom side of his ramp, so he could always see that smoke being revealed. And then the second initiation gank they tried to come in. Once again, it did not quite work out to their favor. Invoker once again got out of there. There was no stun. There was no follow-up. Invoker got out of there. They did try to dive him on the tower. Great TP support coming in by Axis Back, and they turned it around once again. So Danger Zone, they weren't able to use their heroes to their full potential. They went for this negative armor build. They went for the single target route where they need to find these kills early on and hope for this Alchemist to carry later on in the game. They didn't find the kills with these heroes. Bounty Hunter, he tried to roam, but there wasn't too much he could do. You can throw out a track, but that's about all you could do. Queen of Pain, unfortunately, she wasn't too much. She did fantastic actually according to the scoreboards. She lost mid lane to that Invoker. Invoker did very well in the mid lane to pick up those kills and denies. Queen of Pain didn't do too well there. Picked up lots of kills, however, but it just wasn't enough. The heals coming out from Chen negated Queen of Pain altogether, and they were to push it in. And Chen, once again, he played fantastic. The micro on his creeps, being able to get those towers, that one Satire orb that he threw out and picked off a kill in the fight near tier 3 tower in mid lane, that was fantastic. That just shows you the player that Hal was coming out there. So he's a professional StarCraft Zerg player right there. And once again, congratulations to Axis Back. They will be moved to 8th place. Danger Zone, unfortunately, they do lose this game. They will be moved down to 9th. That will continue their lose streak to 4. Axis Back's win streak is moved to 4, and they'll be looking to go higher up into the ladder. I have been Dota Yoshi, and thank you all for watching. Have a good one.